Today I'm going to show you how to search for candidates and how our system allows you to batch email candidates to notify them of your job. From the company dashboard page where you see your statistics, you first go over and click on Search Candidates. This is going to take us to a page where we can search for candidates within the DocCafe.com database. Now, I'm in a test account, and I'm going to use an example for a job for a family practice physician located in Tampa, Florida. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to search for family practice physicians, put in physician, then family practice without OB. I'm going to put in board eligible, board certified. Come down here to degrees and do MDDO. And for this example, I'm going to say that the job does not require that they're licensed in Florida. So I can skip the state licensing box and come down to this location preference box labeled states. And I'm going to choose Florida. That way I'm pulling up all family practice physicians that I've identified on their profile that they would like to live in Florida. So after I select that, I'm just going to see what kind of results that we get here. 619 people. I'm going to narrow that down a little further, make it a more manageable pool of people to contact. So now that I've put in this Florida location preference, I'm now able to put in the city. So I'm going to put in Tampa. Once I select Tampa, the system automatically defaults to pulling up all candidates within a 250-mile range of Tampa, Florida. So there's 436 people in this in these results. So I'm going to pull it back here to 75 and really narrow down my search a little further. Once I see how many results I get, I'm also going to select exclude visa sponsorship candidates. We have 156 physicians that pull up in this search. I'm going to exclude visa sponsorship candidates because for this example, I'm going to say that this job will not allow visa sponsorship candidates, so I'm able to exclude those from my results. And now I've got a pool of people of 154. So before I go to contact these candidates, first thing that I want to do is I'm going to save this search by clicking Save As. I'm going to give it a name, Family Practice Tampa, and I'm going to save it. And now what that's going to do for me is anytime a new candidate registers on the site that fits these parameters and qualifications, I'm going to get an email alert. I'm going to clear this out. It just makes it so you don't have to keep going back and checking for new candidates that have registered. You're going to get alerted by the system immediately. So once you get that email, it's going to say a new candidate has registered under your saved search. When you get that, you come to the search candidates page and come over here and click load. Once you click that, all of your saved searches are going to pull up. You choose the search that that email correlates to. Here's the one I just created, and load it in. Once you do that, the newest candidates will be right on top for you to contact. So it's a really nice way for the system to do the checking for you. So now that the candidates are loaded back in, what I want to do is let's say I want to notify these candidates of our job opening. So what I do is I click Add All to Batch. It's going to put everyone on that first page into a batch email up to 50. And that's why I set my results per page at 50. Once you set them at 50, it'll go to that every time you're in here searching for candidates. And if I left it at 10, it would just batch up 10 candidates at a time, and I'd have to click through 5 pages of the results to get my 50. So it's just an easier way to batch up 50. So now I'm going to click Compose Message. It's going to take us to this Contact Candidates page where I can select a template and load it in. Let's say we don't have one created, and I'll show you how to save one in a moment. I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to see a job, subject, and message box. Very important step here, the job box. What you do here is you type one of the words from your job title, the job that you're contacting these people about. You want to type one of the words from that job title until you see your job appear. This is a test account again. So here's that Family Practice Tampa job posting. I'm going to click on that job. And now that I see it appear in this job box, I know that when all these candidates receive this message, the link to the job posting will be at the bottom of the message. It'll make it very quick and easy for them to view my job and apply. In the subject line, we've got a generic little subject that reads contact request from, and then your company name would automatically filter in to this template variable. I'm going to delete this subject, this generic subject, and I'm going to type in family practice physician needed in Florida. You want to tell these physicians what this message is about. That's going to entice them to open it. You want to tell them right off the bat that this is relevant not only to their background, but their location preferences. That's going to get them to open the message and read it. In the message, we've got a first name variable. It would automatically insert their first name into the message when they open it. With physicians, a lot of times folks want to be a little bit more formal, and that's totally fine. And if you choose to do that, you can delete this first name variable, and you can start typing dear space doctor space, come down here to these template variables and click on last name. It'll insert that variable right where your cursor was. And now when each of these physicians open the message, it'll address them as Dear Dr. Eunice, Dear Dr. LeClaire. It'll just formalize that greeting. In the body of the message here, we have, after reviewing your credentials on DocCafe.com, I believe we have an open job position that may be of interest to you. It's totally fine to leave this in here, or of course you can delete it and create your own message. What I do recommend is keeping your message brief so that when these physicians receive your message in their smartphone, they don't see a long message that they may shy away from because they're too busy to read it. You want to ensure that they're reading it in its entirety. So small paragraphs spaced apart, that's the way to ensure that they're going to read it. At the end of the message, though, whether you leave this here or you create your own, I do recommend typing something like this. Please view the job posting at the bottom of this email. Forward your CV if you wish to be considered. Something along these lines. It's a call to action. It directs them right down to that job. What you did was you got the physician to open the message because they knew it was relevant to their background and location. They read the entire message because you kept it brief, and now they're going to go right down and click on that job. Every time you send these batch emails out, your job views are going to increase. Once your subject and your message is written just how you want it, you can come down here to the bottom of the page and save it as a new template. Call it Family Practice Tampa if you'd like. And then you click Send Message. Then when you go to page 2, to batch up page 2 of your results, and you're back here at this Contact Candidates page, your template will be waiting right here for you to load in. You won't have to retype that subject or message at all. The only thing you'll have to do every time is connect your job posting. That's a step you'll have to do whether you use your template or not. And that's how you search for candidates and batch email them on DocCafe.com.